Howdy, everybody out there. Let me center up a little bit. There is music in the background. Let me know if loud, soft. No. Everybody, I want to do a series of low-key streams like this where we're just other minis. We're doing. Yes, it will be recorded. Don't worry. Everything is going to be posted on later. All these are going to be saved and reloaded. Patreon's doing a bunch of changes where you can join the community there and you don't have to pay anything, or you can buy what you want or whatever. So they're doing tons of changes, and I'm really excited about it. You can actually upload videos to Patreon is huge. So today we're going to answer a few questions. One, what do you do after you have the fun boxing stuff? Kind of go over it. Put the box back away because you don't have time to actually put anything together. But today we're going to answer the way that chat looks. Hold on a second. Why is it the way that it is? Oh, squish. I hate it. Give me 1 second. Oh. Better. We'll deal with it for now. There you go. It's a little better. We'll deal with it. So, what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna start putting together the space stuff, and I really wanted something soothing in the background. Fight my ADHD the entire time and have music playing while I'm talking, but we're gonna. Your mic is cutting in and out. That's no good. That. Uh-oh. Okay. So, let's see. Let's see if looking over everything now. You know what's weird? I don't see an audio capture at all. Let me see something. Do something. Bear with me, everybody. This should only have to be done once. Okay. Is that any better? Or is that just super loud? You let me know. I think so. That's not great, right? Talk more. Much better. Okay. So I'm being told that's much better. No, I just sound normal. That's all I was shooting for. That's the best I could hope. So I'll take a look at what the other thing was. And we'll try to fix that so that it never happens again. So it's pretty obvious to tell which are the Space Marine bits, or the human-looking bits, which are the Tyranids, which are the not human-looking bits. Now, I promised Elle that she could do all the Tyranids. So I'm putting all that together. And I'm going to set it aside for all Space Marines. How's everyone doing today while I get all this together? What's been going on? So, I have never had a problem with the mic like this, and it's really strange because everything's reading like it's fine. So, give me a moment. I'm going to listen to it on stream for a second and see what it sounds like. Oh yeah, it is cutting in and out. That's not acceptable. Hold on a second. You know what we're going to do? We're just going to boost the shit out of it. So... I could always turn it down after the game. That's what I want, baby. Okay, I'm gonna start whispering, and you let me know if that's too much. No, that actually, again, it does kind of sound like it's cutting in and out a little bit. Why, though? Hold on a second. Oh, I know why. I know why. There. Now it should be fine. Yeah, so I restarted my computer and it automatically applied a huge amount of noise gate. So, yeah, so that's why. Now I don't have to have the mic directly up my nose. So, back to sorting Space Marines and Tyranids. These are going to be like little Velociraptor type guys. And I told Elle she can assemble those. She can have all the Tyranids. I'm not even a Space Marine guy, but I love putting stuff together, and I want to go through this box with you guys piece by piece. So, we're definitely going to need... Oh. There we go. Jazz is back. There you go. Or it should be back. You let me know. So we got a bunch of people who have never played before, who haven't played in years, and what I want this to be is the equivalent of when we started playing D&D. We all kind of fumbled through it together. There were some veterans. There were some folks who came in and gave us a lot of clarification on rules and stuff. And I saw Jamie ask a question at the end of the stream yesterday, which was essentially, how do you choose an army? And that's why I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this today. Let's see. Is there a clearer highest Wi-Fi? So if this isn't as clear as we want it, I'll try and upscale it at certain points, and I'll definitely be raising these up and down. We are going to be going over all that because I still don't like the way that chat looks. I'll futz with it later. So, choosing an army in Warhammer is a little difficult because while there are sides, it's not traditional. Everyone's kind of an asshole. Everyone's out to survive, basically. And the tagline of the game, you're going to see it a lot. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. There's no hope for a peaceful outcome anywhere. In fact, none of the factions or races or whatever have any delusions that they're ever going to not be fighting. All this is just surviving one more day. Everything's pretty much ruined. All resources have been spent. Most people are just... they don't have a regular life. Everyone is doing something for the war effort. It's nuts. So, um, choosing a faction is kind of difficult in that if you're looking for a clear cut, oh, who's a good guy, who's a bad guy, it doesn't really work like that. They're basically three factions. So there's humanity, kind of, basically the Imperium of Man. That's all of who originally came from Earth. That's that they're out in the stars. They're crazy xenophobic. They're very religious. In fact, if you're gonna get into Warhammer, get used to fake Latin because all the units are named after kind of Latin-ish words. Everything is sort of based off that aesthetically. It's very like neo-Gothic. And then there are aliens. There are races or creatures that are obviously not human, like the Tyranids and stuff. And while they're fighting, they're not sentient, I guess, in the same way that humans are. And then the last one are basically things touched by gods, chaos beings, people who are there are, while there are very religious people, they have a right to be, because there are definitely gods in this world. If you followed any of Age of Sigmar or something like that, there are a bunch of gods, and they kind of follow over, but also technology. So it's a really weird thing to kind of get used to. But I would honestly get you to look at all of the armies, and there's a great guide, which I think I'll just pop in the chat, actually. For our Twitch people, that's the only one I have access to right now. If that isn't you, I'm sorry. But our Twitch chat is, boom, right there. So there's a full list of every army in there. And if you see anything with the word Adeptus in front of it, that's all Imperium of Man. The Space Marines are kind of the John Cena of this universe in that they come in a variety of fun colors. They are absolutely everywhere, and Games Workshop hates to see them lose. So you're going to see them a lot. But basically the face of Warhammer is whatever you kind of gravitate to. And even if you fight with the Imperium of Man, if you choose that, you can get pretty far away from Space Marines. There's all kinds of stuff. The Adeptus Sororitas are the ones I'm playing, the battle nuns. The Adeptus Mechanicus are fun because they've essentially augmented themselves so much that they're barely human, like barely. So I don't know. There's a lot of fun ones to look at. So while we're messing around, I want this chat to look right. Oh, it's bugging me so much. Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to crop it now so that it fits. And let's see, filter. Yeah, crop it. So how's everyone's day going? I saw a few of you answer, and I want to get back to everyone much more today than yesterday. My goal, I think, is to just do these streams often, maybe even every day. I'm not sure. I guess that's up to you guys. Even, I think, is fine. There we go. Yeah, there it is. That's fine. Boom. Now the chat looks fine. There you go. Okay. Now we can actually do stuff. Gosh. So, the cool thing about the Leviathan box is some of the starter sets have they kind of have these snap together versions, and I'll show you how all of it works, but it's very Lego, and it's the easiest you'll ever get and it kind of gets you to the fun part, which is painting, at least to me. So we're gonna find our first start, or the A bits. So A. Oh, that's handy. Oh, wow, they didn't used to do this. So they actually label out each bit. So, where are you? There we go. Okay. I am blind. So, we got our... This would be our A block? No, it isn't. It isn't our A block. Oh, there's an A for Tyranid and an A... Okay. Neat. Okay, sweet. So some of these are going to be broken in half. Not the pieces, the actual, like, the punch cards. You may witness me do something really stupid and put something together wrong, which I have done before. It's rare now, but it does happen. Trying to line stuff up as I'm gonna need it. Oh, some of this is just gorgeous. Like I'm zipping ahead to painting and everything, and there's just so much of this that's going to be fun to do. I want to show you guys how to airbrush, how to wet blend, how to do all kinds of stuff, and it's mostly going to be a lot of chill sessions like that. I can't wait to put that mech together. Oh. I think it's called a Juggernaut. I don't do Space Marines, so we'll figure it all out together. And where is... Oh, they don't print the letter on, so you got to match it up visually, I think. Yeah, okay. That's fine. That's cool. I may actually need... Yeah, they did what I feared. So, here's our A. And that matches up exactly, but we do not need the Tyranid side right now. So that's going to gently go back in the box, and this is going to be... It's going to be our first. Looks like a commander of some sort. Have fun, Ryan. Dreadnought, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to get it wrong half a dozen times, and I'm going to turn my voice down now because I know I'm coming in fine, and I don't want to blow everyone's ears out. But thank you, Malkai, because I have never played Space Marines before, but I'm kind of interested. We were just talking. I'm gonna have to order. I'm gonna have to order new stuff because we're all gonna be putting together minis, and I've only had like one kit and stuff. So we need 12, 13, 14. Actually, you know what? Here, I think I could just do one time. There we go. Ha 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 ha. That worked the first time. So 12, 13, and 14, and then that is what this is going to look like when it's done. And let's see, this is Captain and Terminator armor. So the exclamation point usually refers to kind of a, hey, don't do this or watch out, but I'm not seeing. Maybe I'll see it when I do it. Okay, so 14. So you want to try and cut as close to the model without cutting the actual model as possible. And this might try to focus in on my hands more than the model itself, so we'll deal with that. Yeah. The most I really dip into Warhammer 40k is Darktide G Soto. Oh my god, our Darktide. We played Darktide a ton on the Xbox Game Pass, and then we kind of lost all our progress because we were having trouble with one of us not being able to boot up a game, or one of us just losing all our data and it had to be migrated, and it just became a pain. And we didn't feel like each paying $30 to get it again, but we do want to play. Me and Elle both got Battle Sector, and I'm looking to play that. I wanted to play Dawn of War with her. I remember playing those games way back in the day just because I love RTSs. So that is really clean. You can see the only little bit, hold on a second, the only little bit that didn't get cut is that little bit right there, and you can get really close and just kind of cut that little nub off. And then you kind of come in with an emery board and just very lightly kind of get in there just a tiny bit. And you can kind of come in here with a nail buffer and just a little indentations there, and that'll be gone when painting. So, easy peasy. 12 and 13. I usually have a movie on while I'm doing something like this, so paying attention to the chat is a new muscle I'm trying to build up, so be patient with me. Have you tried Space Marine, Jason, the shooter? I never have. So there's a sale on. There's like a massive sale on now because it's the Steam Summer Sale. And there's a Dawn of War collection that contains, like, it's everything. And I almost bought it, but it's like 60, 70 bucks. So it's like, I can't justify that right now. We're trying to save up, and we want Elle to come to DragonCon, and someone's being kind enough to watch our dogs, which is fantastic, but we're going to pay him to do that. And yeah, like just about every slightly older Warhammer game was in there. I've never played Space Marine, but I've heard it's really good. Like, I know they had an anniversary edition, I believe. So when you're doing this is a really, like, spongy, I like, if you're anything like me, I had never really done anything with my nails, just like I haven't done anything with my hair. So I don't usually use like nail buffers, but they come in different toughnesses, just like emery boards, so there's a different grit to them. This is kind of getting worn down, but you can hear that texture. And the cool thing about this is, since it's malleable, you can kind of get it to press against corners and really buff those pieces out. And it's an extra step to take, but you want to take it because later on when you paint and you do your prime coat and everything, which we'll go into, when you do that prime coat, it's going to show up. All those little recesses show up. Hey Michael, how you doing? How's the new computer running? Oh, some people... Okay, so I didn't even think about this because I've had... let's see here. I think I have the alerts. I'm not sure. I think I have the alerts turned off. If so, I'm sorry. Thank you very much for... Thank you very much for tips and stuff like that, because it's really, really nice of you. I did want to turn on... Yeah, I was going to turn on like the sound for that so I'll hear it when I see... I think I saw Hogness put something in there. Thank you so much. It is storming outside today. It is the perfect day to put together some minis. I got a Vampire the Masquerade game tonight at 9. That'll take me up to midnight. And we'll start again tomorrow. I'm being a little anal retentive with this today. Usually I'm much faster. I just want to kind of take it slow, go over everything with you guys. Well, that was abrupt. That song just ends. So, to let you know how detailed we're gonna get here, let me tilt this down just the tiniest bit, because I am gonna be hunched over. You see that skull? Hold on a second. Let me see if I can make it focus in on the skull. Well, that's a skull. And we're hold on. Oh, well, I'll figure that out later. But there's... I'm using my phone as this camera, and when it works pretty good, all the controls are sort of on it, and it's being covered because it's in a case. So, but here's our 3 first pieces here, and we just basically just line it up like they have it. I got it focused in on the middle distance, which I think works for the most part. We'll work on it later, though. Maybe I'll put up 2 cameras. I don't know. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. So this... How does this go? Hold on a second. So this bit is coming out into here, ultimately. Other way. We've run into our first I can't figure this out moment. There will be more. So, okay. Oh, okay. I am dumb. So this is essentially going to rest inside. So we're going to thread it through like this. I love that I complimented it for being the simplest thing, and then I'm too dumb to put it together. And then, so we've got it threaded through like that, and then we're going to take this and just sort of snap them together. This doesn't need glue, and I am so put off by that. That's so weird. You can use glue, I suppose, but that's tight. Like, that's fine. That's fine. That's not going to come loose. So, that's cool. All right. Sweet. let me bring up the camera hub. Let me see if I can do... Oh, bitrate, the highest. That's what I want, baby. And we can definitely zoom in a bit. Oh boy. Too much. I don't know. You guys let me know. How is that? Still kind of... Still a little blurry? Eh. It's a new app, and I'm trying to make it... I don't know. I'm trying to make it work with me. I may end up having to get like a camera, but I figured the phone would save money. Yeah, SnapFit Minis are kind of cool. Like, I'm not used to doing those, but yeah, it's neat. So we need A15, A16. The rest of it is all going to be confined to this particular sheet. A lot of times what you're going to be doing when you're putting together specifically, specifically small minis and stuff. You're going to get big sheets like this, and then just... They'll kind of be all over the map. You can't think of them as little quadrants, because I was really into the Death Eater core, the fantasy Warhammer fantasy, mostly skeleton army, but there's all kinds of cool stuff in there. Ghouls mostly, but I must have put together 80 or 90 skeletons, and man, they look the same. So we got 15 and 16. So this would be 16. And 15. So just get as close to these as you're comfortable doing. Obviously, when there's a little, when there's just a little bit of nub, you could just polish it up, and that is good as new. Stuff like swords, it's gonna pop more, so make sure and get any leftover residual stuff off of there. Oh, none oil. I have 3 bottles of that. Like, okay, let me give you guys a hot tip. So I used Vallejo paint, and I mainly used Vallejo paint because it's like a fairly cheap introductory like paint. Like, I got the briefcase paint set, and there's like, I don't know, 100 paints in there or something, and it worked really well. And I got really used to them. I kind of knew what to expect with them. And eventually I wanted to try something else. I tried Citadel paint, and holy shit, like, the difference is night and day. And they charge you like the difference is night and day. It's really... the quality is so much better, and unlike a lot of paint company like Vallejo, it's just like, okay, here's our reds, here's our blues, that type of thing. Citadel, which is Games Workshop's paint company, basically, Citadel has all those colors, and then on top of that, they have like here's our technical colors, here's our shading colors, here's our airbrush pre-mixed stuff, all that stuff. I really, really enjoy that, but it's very expensive. So what I did was I hopped on eBay and I was looking for somebody who was just getting out of the hobby or just kind of, wanted to make room. They're getting ready for a move, and they sell paint lots. So I bought like 20 paints at a time for like $10 instead of paying $5 to $7 for basically this. This is a perfect example. This little guy right here. This little guy right here. This is $9 because this is sealer, so this is top coat basically. But this size will cost you, between $7 to $9, and that's a hell of a lot. They last forever, but it's a hell of a lot. So yeah, look for people who just either don't have the time or they tried it and it wasn't for them, and just go for it, because I was never really worried about secondhand paints. Like, secondhand models are kind of one thing because you can see where, like, something could be busted or, something like that. The worst thing that's going to happen with a secondhand paint is it's a little dried out or something. Stay where I need you to stay. God, my eyes are just awful. Perfect. Stay. Now stay. See, this is where the snap together fails me, because getting two pieces to stay exactly where I need them is tricky. You know what? I'm doing this the dumb way. I'm doing it the dumb way. Line up the pieces beforehand, and then we slap it on. Oh, what a dummy I am. There it is. Now it's threaded. Shazam. Snaps right on. I am a fool. Perfect. Now that's on there. And we've got 18, 19, and that's going to go into 17. Ah, there's 18. This little nub down here. Here's the truth about Warhammer, and it can be a very expensive hobby, but all you need is a little starter army. That's it. Everything else you can get. I think a lot of people get caught up in the mentality of I need everything right away. I do that. When you're cutting out a gun, be careful. Be careful looking out where the gun barrel ends and the actual plastic nub begins, because I have cut gun barrels short before. Let's see here. Brighten that up a little bit. I'm trying to have it focus a little more down here, and it's a bit tricky. Michael, you don't need everything. You do not need everything at once. Get a small army. They're called combat patrols most of the time. They're called getting started boxes. They do all kinds of introductory things. If you go ahead and you get the Leviathan box, that's cool. But you don't then need to go out and buy $100 worth of paint and paintbrushes and accessories and everything. Do it a little bit at a time. First, put together your stuff. See if you're going to do that, because, oh boy, have I watched people get a bunch of stuff and then never touch it because they either don't know where to start and they kind of feel that pressure, Or they end up going, oh, this is too much. I don't have enough time to get into this. And you've spent too much money on it. Do you prefer to put the whole thing together and then paint them, or paint some... I just prefer to put the whole thing together and paint it. Now, there's some... Okay, let me give you an example. There's some that are a little tricky for that kind of thing. The bigger, the larger vehicles. This is the Immolator. This is one of the combat tanks from the Adeptus Sororitas, the Battle Nuns. And there are tricky... there are definitely tricky bits. Here, let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah, this does not want to focus at all. But all these recesses and stuff like that, like, you can get those with washes. I'll get into washes, but it's getting all these little details right and stuff. It can be a little like, once you put it together, you have these seals and cracks and stuff, and getting into these nooks and crannies and stuff can be really frustrating behind grates and girders and guns. But if you're patient, you can pretty much do it. I don't like having things sitting around in pieces, and I get paranoid and worried about it. So I'd rather just get them done and then paint everything after. Oh yeah, maybe. Let's try moving this and seeing if it'll focus then. No. Yeah, I'll figure it out next time. This will work for now. But yeah, this is a new setup, so we're gonna figure out what works and what doesn't. 18 and 19. Oh, there we are. That's just the other half of the gun. That's easy. Oh, that looked good now. If I just held it up to the camera here. Oh, it's all blurry. Jesus. Okay, fine. I'll figure out the fine detail stuff. And 17 to cap it off. That's the other pauldron, the other shoulder bit. I have an entire box I was supposed to build a year ago. That happens. Just build it. Just take out one bit of it and just start. Find a day where you don't have anything to do, no appointments, no nothing, and just give it a shot. Watch a movie in the background. Like, make it not the focus. Just make it something you're doing to busy your hands and have fun. Ryan, how you doing? Anyone watching the new Black Mirror? I think a lot of people, myself included, were pretty disappointed with last season. The weird the weird fighting game episode, the way, like it just didn't click with me. But I finished episode 1 of the new season 6, and I really dug it. So I hope I hope the whole thing maintains that quality. And oh, this is great. So this, oh man, there's no fucking way. No way it's gonna zoom in on this head, is it? Hold on. Eh, eh. Oh god. So this, you can kind of see it behind here. This is the head, and at some point, this is the hardest part of the hobby. You're gonna have to paint a face on that, and then eyeballs. Very, very tiny, tiny eyeballs. We'll get into how to do it, and by then, all this will be fixed, so you'll be able to see it. But holy shit, it's tricky. But first, we need to get that head on the body. So normally I cut a few pieces out, and I go ahead and buff them up. Don't do that with the heads, because you're going to drop it at some point. May not be this head, may not be the next 10 heads, but you'll drop a head, and it is lost forever. If you're lucky, you'll find it well after you're done this kit. Okay, so we got our head. We're going to put the head in here. Now, I got big fat fingers here for this hobby. So there's a couple of things you can do if you run into something like this, because there's this little nub we're shooting for right in here. And you can either kind of rest it and just kind of push it in. But the kit I like to use has a bunch of different kinds of tweezers. So you just take the head, and there's tons of different kinds. Again, Citadel does make products for this, and their snips are great. The tweezers are good because they have a little rubber coating, but you can get that anywhere on Amazon. So I just take the little head, and it's going to be able to get much faster into an area where I can't. I don't want to push until I know it's on there properly. Ah, it's not on there properly. Ah. Oh, it's at an angle. Oh. Well, I'm dumb. So I gotta come at it like that. There we go. There we are. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be extra tricky, because this guy's got a lovely set of headphones that I'm gonna have to paint around this helmet all the way around, and we're gonna airbrush everything for the most part, and then go into detail paint later, and that is gonna suck. I'm not using glue for these. Normally, I have like liquid cement, I have super glue, I have the Citadel glue, that type of thing. But for the snap together stuff, I want to see how well this holds together, and to be honest, it's pretty nice. Like, it's really nice. It also gives me the advantage to take off that head if it's too hard to reach, which is normally not how that works. So this one's a metal file, and all of them have different grits. This is a little rougher because on the bottom of the boot here is a fairly decent nub. And we just want to wear that down a tiny bit so we can buff it out. So how do you guys feel about maybe doing like a daily stream? I'm on the fence about it. Thinking about it. I'd have to move stuff around, but I'm interested in it. Wait a sec. Oh. Oh, I got a phone call and it oh, I don't like that. So now we know that that camera freezes if I get a phone call. Oh, see, this is a classic mistake. I did it. I did it on stream. Remember how I said that there's a decent sized nub on that one? That's because it was supposed to be there, and I'm a dipshit. Because the same one is on this leg guard, and you can see that that ends a bit further down. So I may have to glue that on. But that's why you pay attention. I tend to get a little ahead of myself sometimes. The more DNR I get, the better my mental health. Thank you. That's crazy nice of you. Who's going to be able to make it to Dragon Con this year? Labor Day weekend? Atlanta, Georgia? That's right. That's L. Ware potato. So, yes, apparently you are going to Dragon Con. So this bit of the nub can go. Now it's flat. Perfect. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. There it is. Yeah, these going tight. So, yeah, there should be another nub there, and I can fix that. It's not a huge... Oh, have to save up for my wedding. Congratulations! Me and Elle are trying to do the same thing right now. Have I mentioned we have a Patreon? Patreon.com/DANDR. Didn't know if it came up. Chisoto, I don't think... Have you ever made it to a Dragon Con before? I can't remember. We're going to have to get you out there for one. Need to have moral support. I forgot we had a Luna emote. That's peculiar. Oh, I guess that's to balance it. Okay, that's fine. So now we're going to take our lovely nub and we're going to center that up. And before we put any pressure on there, we're going to make sure that it goes in, and it does. You can see where the other footprint should be, and we just gently push down. And then we can even come down at the knee and push again. You do not want to push on the cape or anything that has give to it, because that's no good. Now, obviously, this bit here is going to have a gap now because there's supposed to be a nub. So I actually think I'm going to liquid cement that, because I don't like loose ends. I would make it, but the pandemic still has me in quite a bit of debt. Me and my girlfriend still want to move to Texas, so a bunch of things have to go away on the back burner. Trust me, I understand. Get your life in order first. Yeah, that stuff's way more important. So if you use liquid cement, something like that, it's got a pretty potent stink. It does do a really good job, and you just got to hold it for a couple seconds. And there it is. We got a tight seal, baby. Then I gotta get bases. Hold on. Okay, here's a bunch of bases. These aren't the ones I'm looking for, though. There we go. Huh. Okay, so we've got... Oh, that's too big. Oh. I did need one of the smaller ones. Believe it's this one. Almost positive. Yeah, there we go. Line up your nubs. There we go. And that's a commander. There we go. My God, I wish that would focus. So, oh boy. So we got a ways to go, obviously. So let's move on to the next one. They're not all as in-depth as that. And that one honestly was easy. I'm just taking my time here. So, okay. Now we got a librarian, which might sound a little bit strange for an army, but Warhammer is a super over-the-top silly setting. So, essentially, there's flamethrowing tanks. There's literal angels. There's all kinds of stuff. So, librarian. The librarian in this universe, they're kind of hype men and women. So essentially, they are coded in scripture, straight up religious scripture, and their job is to basically just keep chatting up everybody about how manifest destiny, they're here to wreck shit, and all that. And it just whoever's around this person gets a boost to stuff, and it's insane. It's crazy. It's yeah. B. The hell does B look like? Hold on. Sparing, actually. Nice. Okay. B. It might be with the Tyranids. Oh, this might be it. It is it. Fantastic. So, in the Warhammer universe, there's a character called the God Emperor. Now, there's a whole bunch of backstory for all of Warhammer, but this is, for all intents and purposes, a god. He can't die. Not forever, basically. An immortal. So this guy was basically humanity's last hope. The last time that there was a point in history where they kind of went, oh, okay, this, like, things are going to get better eventually. This person's going to guide us. We have someone to push us along, and yeah. And 10,000 years later or so, this guy started as someone fairly humble-ish for the Warhammer universe. Specifically says, hey, don't worship me as a god. I'm just here to provide guidance. I've been around a very tens of thousands of years, and I've seen shit. Let me help you. And eventually, he gets to the point where his body just can't continue anymore. He's basically withered. He's a husk. He just sits on a golden throne, literally. And he's being kept alive by these people who now worship him as a god because he can't speak for himself. And the horribleness of the whole thing, because Warhammer is nothing if not built on top of a big hill of irony. That everyone's losing hope again because, like, there are people who's like, yeah, the Emperor's dead. And it's like, no, there's a heartbeat. There's a his soul is there. It's fine. But stick to the plan. If they would just let him die, he would be reborn and could lead them all over again. But they refuse to let him die. He's on life support, essentially. And so everyone's in a holding pattern, and it's all garbage, and it's just terrible. So, hubris, man. And Warhammer's full of stuff like that. Every single faction has this deep thought out lore. Oh, we're getting to the head real soon in this one. That's the second piece. You know what? We might as well do B1 and B3 first. So if you've never watched anything we've ever done, and you're just here for Warhammer content, welcome. Hi. We're primarily a D&D podcast, but I want to do stuff I want to live stream again, and we'll play games, and we'll do all kinds of stuff, but really just kind of into chill streams with Warhammer right now. So if I get some Warhammer lore wrong, go ahead and yell at me. It's totally fine. Anything's engagement, right? Rubbing my tummy, hello. I just subscribed to somebody on Patreon who does little highlighting painting tutorials and stuff. I am always looking for more techniques. I followed a ton of YouTubers at the time, and They don't do a lot of technique videos. It's mostly opinion pieces on new stuff that's coming out. So this was kind of refreshing. I'm into it. I could always get better at that kind of stuff, you know? That's actually a good point, G Soto. There's so much Warhammer lore that, oh my god, I almost lost the head. I didn't take my own advice. I'm putting that head on now. Hold on. I could just make stuff up, and who would know? Get in there. There we go. At least. Ah, there you go. Get in there so you can't run away, head. Been playing Warhammer since 2nd or 3rd edition. Good lord. So, like, early 2000s? Somewhere in there? I could be wrong. I am trying so hard to make this just focus. I want to. I'm going to look into it, but damn. I keep wanting to show little details off, and it's just a blur. It's a nub. And that's no good. What was I doing? B1, B3. That's what I was doing. B3. Do da do 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 do. My understanding, obviously the lore's deeper now, but when it started out, it was just kind of an experimental, like, it's like, oh, here's some skirmish stuff, and it just sort of ballooned out. Do 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 do. Okay, hold up. Okay. So, there we are, and this... Oh, okay, so this goes back in here? Oh, it does. Okay, alright. Oh, that feels wobbly. I don't like it. There we go. I didn't want to break it off. Alright, sweet. So, got our head, B4. It's going to go onto our right leg. Oh. No, I don't like how that looks. Hold on. That is smooth Willy Wonka. I actually just saw a trailer for a new Willy Wonka movie today. I didn't hate it, so already it's better than the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka. B2. B2, you're up next. That was good, Brie. I liked it. Oh, now you said validate me? Never mind. It was fine. It needs work. This is going to slide right in. There we go. It has slid. B6 and B7. Holy shit. Okay, yeah. Ooh. B7. I had a pie in the sky thing of wanting to do a meetup with people, like locally, and just take over a gaming store. We could have a tournament, we could do all kinds of stuff. It'd be fun. I don't know how viable that would be, because we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. Nowhere in New York. So wait, okay, hold on. That would be there, and then this seals its fate. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, oh shit, okay. Does that fit? Huh. Let's try the opposite. Let's try... Yeah. It does... Oh, that's going to be fucking awful to paint. Are you shitting me? So, oh my god, you can't see anything. Oh well. Oh wait, it did it. Holy shit, it kind of did it. Oh my god. So here's the face that I need to paint, right? Oh, it is trying. It try. What kit is this? This is the Leviathan box. Brand new, 10th edition. So here's the face I gotta paint. And then when I put this bad boy on, look at the fucking angle of that. Like, I've got to paint that side of his face. I'm glad this is Snap-on, because I will be taking this off when it comes time to paint. That's insane. Anywho. It just came out. They wanted to introduce the 10th edition with a big old kit you can go get, and they love big old kits. And it's got rulebook stuff, it's got supplement stuff, it's got a campaign mode, everything's in the box, basically. Ah, there we go. Jesus, man. It's really cool looking, but holy shit. Like, you couldn't give me a just staring right down the middle. That'll be fun. I've done one Warhammer kit, as I mostly do other stuff. That's totally get it. I'm a D&D man. There is a Warhammer area on our server. Thank you, Bree. Very much appreciated. It's in our Twitch chat. I have multi-stream chat up, and I think most people are on Twitch. Most people. If you're not on Twitch, say something. I'll try and customize things. I'm definitely going to customize this fucking camera. I don't know why all of a sudden it started focusing. I have no idea, but yeah. Okay. B10, B11. I don't see a B10. Wait, B8 and B10. What the fuck is wrong with you? Come on. Read. B8 and B10 is this little... Oh, it's a hand with a... Okay, he's got like a religious necklace pendant thing-a-thing. So this is obviously very, very thin. So if you... Usually they don't have something attached to something this thin, because you could bend this very, very easily and just snap it off. So usually it'll be something like this here, like that little plastic nub, and you can get that down and buff it without hurting that thin piece. Dude, my hands look rough. I'm not used to this much scrutiny. You. I'm going to dip to Sororitas, but I'm putting together this box with everybody first, kind of teach everybody each little bit here, because there's a ton of people who don't know anything about the armies, don't know, and trust me, I get it. It's dense as shit. Jameson! How you doing, Jameson? Alright, so, again, this snap together stuff. Oh, it's kind of cool. It's not usually my style, but that's super handy. Like, sometimes it'll focus. Eh. Eh. Oh, it's not. There's one more piece. B9. Ah, the Armored Sentinel. There's... You know what? It shocks me, because there's a lot of people who buy one piece of Warhammer, like one of the big tanks, and mostly just because they thought it was a cool looking mini. Like it's a big piece, it's impressive, and then they have no interest in the game itself, and that baffles me. But like aesthetically, Warhammer's Warhammer's super aesthetic. Like it's super like look at me. So there's a ton of the Age of Sigmar stuff. If you like fantasy stuff, there's giant demons and yeah, that like I kind of get it. To me, it's just like, man, I just want to I want to play the game. Yeah, Jameson, this is all snap together. Like the big kits sometimes are, and they want to get people into Warhammer and rope them in. It's like, oh, it's so easy. Maybe all of their models going forward are going to be snapped together. I don't know. I can't say. Is that where this goes? It is not. This is where I think it goes. I am not sure. Yeah, because that actually looks correct. I need to start flooding the Discord with my painting progress. Dude, do it. Do it. Do it. I got the painting bug again. Again, painting this tank, the first thing I've painted since we got here, and I got the bug again. Oh, it's so much fun. Okay, now the arm can go on. You see. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I got the airbrush working right for the first time ever. I figured it out. I watched somebody do a tutorial, and for some reason this one clicked. Like the air pressure, the viscosity of it just made sense. So I'm looking forward to like tackling that on stream. I saw someone ask, there's a little posability in this. They're supposed to be a certain way. They're not action figures. But with the... Oh, thank you. Rub my tummy. Thank you for the follow. I very much appreciate it. Watching the little tip jar fill up in the corner is fun. I've never done one before. But like anytime someone follows or anything, it puts a little something in the cup. So this has a bit of wiggle to it, and I can obviously, I can take it off. And it, there's a tiny bit of posability to it, but it's really not meant for that. So, oh, I really dig this axe. I love when sci-fi has like this splash of fantasy to it. I fucking dig it so much. I also love nutso fantasy religion. Like crazy off the deep end, calling everyone a heretic. Like something about it, it's fun, and Space Marines got that in spades. If you like XCOM, play a little game called Chaos Gate, because it's XCOM. It's just XCOM again, but it's with Warhammer, and it's really fun. Couple of nubs there. Boop. Boop. I didn't see all this, so I just saw Malachi post, "I have daddy issues," in all caps. So it was urgent, and I was concerned, and then saw the rest of the chat. Good. Oh. I've even got a tiny little pair of pliers, little needle nose, that are perfect for this type of stuff, but you can also use these tweezers for these snap together pieces that aren't quite as tight as you'd like them to be. Here we go. Oh, that's looking hot. Let's see if I can get... Oh, yeah, there you go. That's looking hot. Get some pauldrons on this boy, and he's good to go. That is a librarian. And there's also one wayward skull. There's always one skull. There it is. Oh, hold on. Hold on, baby. Do it. There it is. One skull. That is how tiny it is. And you detail brushes, we're going to get in there, and we're going to make it look like a skull. It's going to be awesome. But you got to be careful, because sometimes there's metallic skulls. They love fucking skulls in Warhammer. Most stuff is... They made all their machines look like skulls. It's so emo, and so I'm very 14 and edgy. And I don't know why they did it. I'm sure there's a lore reason / excuse, but most things are skulls. See, this guy, the librarian, has this many skulls. There's a skull for his knee, skull belt buckle, skull hip plates, skull pendant, skull chest plate, skull headpiece, skull axe. These are just at a glance. But that's the fucking librarian. There are more skulls on the other side, but I count that as skull axe. And I love that there is not an ounce of jest about it. Like, the lore takes it dead serious. Looks straight down the camera and it's like, yes. And I love that. None of it's parody. You'll see little parody posts and stuff from accounts, but like the lore itself is stone cold serious. Dead serious. There we go. All right. That's a librarian. You could tell he's a librarian because he's got these bits of scripture all over. And honestly, he's got this book. That book is that signals librarian. Also, he's probably the only one with clearance to read the stuff the Emperor actually said, and then they keep half of it secret anyway because they don't want people thinking he's not a god. It's all a mess. Honestly, compared to all the other Space Marines, he would get shit because he's not a real fighter, he's a librarian. Even though nothing about this guy screams nerd to me, but in the lore they kind of get they kind of get fucked with a bit. Ugh. Okay. Now I need to find the right plate. Okay, hold on. Is this too small? No, this is perfect. Perfect. I don't know why I like this, but sometimes there's a little overhang. Like, just a little nub. And I don't know why I like that, but it reminds me of like 3D battle cards in Snap or something when you unlock that. I'm gonna cement this down. Oh, I'm gonna show you guys how to base your minis and how to kind of make things look a little just a touch prettier or uglier, but like aesthetically uglier, like cool ugly. There we go. And then we got this skull, but I don't like it. I'm gonna put my own skulls on. I got my own set of skulls, and I'm gonna do that later. When I base this guy. This is crazy soothing, but sadly, I have a session to do in a couple of hours. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make time to do this each day, and I want to hear from you guys. Like, what time would be best for us to do something like that? Realizing that I play a lot of my sessions at night, and we're working on a ton of book stuff, but I think I can squeeze it in. I think we could do it like little hour and a half long streams, putting stuff together, painting, that kind of thing. So let us know. Let us know. Oh, gee, Soto, thank you for the bits. Thank you so much. But yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys to it, and I'm gonna prep a session and maybe eat dinner. But next time we'll literally just pick up where we left off, and we'll jump on page 3. That's where we're at. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, we'll work on it, and we'll we'll catch stuff up. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys next time.